guys, and welcome back to my channel. So my name is Beth. I go by the nickname B, hence my channel name Be More Creative. So just want to introduce myself. If you've seen some of my other videos, you'll see I do journaling and kind of other craft related videos, and now I've entered into the world of cross stitching. So I started cross stitching in August, and I've been sharing my works on my Instagram page, and I've had a couple of people on both Instagram and Facebook say to me, do you have a FlossTube channel? Are you sharing your work? You should. And I really wanted to do that. I started this channel originally with nail art, showing people that you can be creative even if you don't feel it, and then hence the name change this year when I opened up my channel to some of my other crafting hobbies. And I really wanted to encourage that, but mainly encourage myself. I find myself a little bit more accountable to create and giving myself the freedom to create if I'm sharing these videos or if I'm posting on Instagram, because there's that interaction, and I kind of feel like if I don't post, I'm not going to get that interaction, which is what I really enjoy. And the cross-stitching community has really opened its arms to me. I've met so many amazing people, and I really hope by creating this FlossTube, one, I encourage other people to, and if you have a FlossTube yourself, please leave it down in the comment section below. I would love to go and check them out and become friends on YouTube as well. But also to show people that you can be creative no matter what your limits or the time that you have. I live and work in a boarding school. You will probably hear quite a lot of noise in this video, and I do apologise for that. But when you live in a school with a lot of teenagers around, it is going to be very, very noisy. So I'm trying my best to film when it's quiet, but there is never a moment it's quiet. I already can hear that someone has put the laundry machines on, which are right next to my bedroom. So I do apologise for that. I also want to apologise for the lighting. I'm trying to set it up so it is as bright as possible, but you don't have the reflection of my ring light in my glasses, because the first time I filmed this, all you could see was the reflection of the ring light, and it drove me insane. So hopefully this video is a little bit better. So I'm going to stop rambling on, because I could ramble on all day and none of you have time to listen to that. So we're just going to jump straight in. So a little backstory, I started cross stitching in August of this year, and I really want to film my progress, because on all my other creative hobbies I have a video of when I very first started, and as I go through and I've watched some of those older videos, I realise how far I've come in certain things like nail art or journaling, things like that. It's great to see where I came from, so I'm going to be recording these as for you guys if you would like to watch them, but also for myself to have that progress of where I started. So I've been cross stitching now for just over a month and a bit. I'm currently filming this, actually it'd be 2 months. I'm currently filming this at the start of November. I'm really hoping I have the courage to put it up at this time, because the last one I filmed I did not feel that it was good enough to post. So just gonna jump straight in and let's start. So I have one FFO, but I have to admit I don't have it with me. It's currently down in the students' common room. I stitched the Get Connected by Caterpillar cross stitch, and I'm hoping it's going to appear somewhere on the screen if I can remember how to do that in the video editing process. So I stitched the freebie chart Get Connected by Caterpillar cross stitch. I stitched it on 14 count Aida, and it was the call for colour shades. However, I used some thread that I had from Amazon because I used to do embroidery on paper before I started cross stitch, so I had some stuff off of Amazon rather than using the DMC. So sorry, I'm just looking at my little note cards. I make a little card for all of my cross stitch projects so I can have the record of it, but it does turn out quite handy when filming, so that's what I've been glancing at. So yes, I really enjoyed this one. There is a lot of mistakes in it because it was my very first piece, but already I can see how far I've come from those. So my next piece, and I do apologise for the language in this piece, I don't have a printed first page to show you because when I bought it off Etsy it was just the chart, and it is this design here. So I do apologise if you do not like language that's used. This is a PDF pattern by Ella and Kat, and it's stitched on 14 count Zweigart in the shade Nougart, sorry, I can't read my own writing. And I actually stitched this with the DMC Cotton Perle 321. So it's not actually thread that's designed for cross stitch, but because I did embroidery before, I have quite a lot of DMC Cotton Perle, and I've really been enjoying using it on 14 count in when it's just one colour. Obviously I wouldn't mix it if I'm using stranded cotton because you will be able to see the difference. But this piece was so much fun, and at the time of doing this I kind of wanted something that was Christmassy, so I can consider if I want to do my December daily featuring cross stitch this year, but also I wasn't feeling all that festive, so this made me giggle, and it is a gorgeous design. So I will list the Ella and Kat Etsy store down in the description below, as well as any other stores mentioned. So this one is this was actually my second finish, but I haven't FFO'd it, and you will notice a lot of my pieces are not FFO'd. One, because as you can see from around me, I live in a dorm room, just because that is what the accommodation is here. So I can't really put things up on the wall very easily, and I definitely am a process stitcher. I have been cross stitching for 2 months and already I can notice the difference. I'm really enjoying actually stitching rather than having the finished pieces, but I will have to find a use for all of these pieces because you can see in the 2 months that I've been stitching I already have quite a few. So the next one I have to show you is the September Cottage by Cottage Needleworks, and I stitched this on just a random piece of Aida. So this was a 14 count beige Aida from Amazon. It was actually the first cross stitching piece I actually bought, but then I found Lakeside Needlework because I wanted to stitch in the DMC stranded cotton, and everyone suggested going to Lakeside Needleworks to get my cotton. So that's where I bought the last Aida, the Zweigart Aida. But I had this, so I wanted to try stitching on it. It is not my favourite because it is really crispy Aida. I definitely prefer the Zweigart, which was what I started stitching on. But I wanted to try it out, and I really like how this turned out. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this though, because I was going to stitch, I have got the October, November and December cottage, and I was going to stitch them all on 14 count, but since then I've discovered 16 and 18 count. So I'm really trying to decide whether I would like to restitch the September one on a 16 or 18 count to match whatever I decide to stitch the others ones on, because I really didn't enjoy stitching on the 14 count. But I do love how this piece has turned out. There is mistakes in here. My apple tree is not 100% correct. I missed out some stitches somewhere and I just fudged it to make it work. I didn't want to frog it out and try and redo it, so I just corrected it as I went. So my next piece is my most recent finish, and this is one that I found from Wild Violet CrossTube, and it is FlossTube and Chill. I thought this was like absolutely perfect. This is basically what my days off are about. I catch up on FlossTube while stitching and relaxing. So when I saw this one, I really wanted to do it, and I knew I wanted, after seeing a couple of other people, to do a journal for my cross stitch. So I have this one from Amazon, and it is absolutely gorgeous. The pages are all made to look vintage. They're ripped edged, coffee tea dyed paper, and it is really, really nice. So I've stuck my first piece in, which was my completed FlossTube and Chill by Wild Violet cross stitch. I stitched this on a hand-dyed piece of fabric. It is by Chromatic Alchemy and it's called Eostre, and it's 16 count. And I absolutely love this. This was the first time I stitched on hand-dyed fabric and I am obsessed. I want to stitch everything now on hand-dyed fabric. I put a little bit of the swatch of the fabric down here so you can see the different colours in it. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I stitched this once again in cotton perle. This is DMC 699 and it's slightly thicker. It's a number 12 cotton perle, but the stitches work really well. Even on the higher count, the 16 count, it still looks really nice. So I'm very impressed with how that one turned out, and I cannot wait to stitch more small pieces. I actually stitched this as a 15-minute project. And yes, it took me more than 15 minutes to do, but I don't have a whole lot of time when I'm working because I don't finish until 11 p.m. And then by the time that I can get back to my room, I'm just too tired to really do too much. But I've been doing 15 minutes every single day of just cross stitching or sewing in another way, mainly cross stitch though, and I've really liked it and I've seen the difference. I used to have a real difficult time trying to fall asleep, like forgetting everything that's been going on, whether that's the students talking to me during the day, did I forget to do something, and I've really tried hard to try and get all of that stuff out of my mind before going to bed, and 15 minutes of just stitching is just so relaxing. So this was the first piece I started as my 15-minute project and I absolutely love it. I had this finished in just over a week. It was actually 9 days it took me to cross stitch this whole piece. It is quite a small piece. It is, I haven't written down the size. Sorry, I'm just grabbing the chart again. So stitch count, it is 65 stitches wide by 59 stitches high. So it's a very small piece, but I love the way that it fits in here, and I'm looking for other small pieces to go in this journal that I could use as my 15-minute stitching. Sorry, I knew that was going to be a bit loud. Right, so on to my current whips. I have 3 that I'm currently working on, and the first piece is by Cherry Hill Designs, and it is the spring barnyard stack, and I don't think I'm going to stitch this top part. I may change my mind, but I'm focusing on the 3 animals down here. And I'm stitching this on a piece of hand-dyed fabric, once again by Chromatic Alchemy, but I cannot remember the name of it, so I'll put that on the screen. But it's this gorgeous blue. I wanted something, I wanted it to look like it was a summer day kind of thing, so I changed the fabric out. You can see on here it was a beigey coloured fabric. It was Mushroom Laguna that it was stitched on. It was stitched on 28 count. That terrifies me. I think 18 is the highest count that I could probably do. I have ordered some 20 count Aida to give it a go and see what that's like. But yes, so it is absolutely gorgeous. And so far all I've got done is my little sheep. I haven't filled him in yet. The gorgeous needle minder there, the Frida Kahlo, sorry, and it was from It Said What on Etsy, so I will list that shop down below. I do have to admit I had a little problem with needle minders, and you'll see later on I bought a couple more. My collection is definitely growing. I'm not sure. I think this is going to be something I'm going to be collecting from now on. So this, I'm using most of the core 4 colours. I am switching the DMC white out for the B5200 just because I much prefer that to the white. I tried the DMC blanc, DMC white, sorry, and it did not show up at all, so I changed that one. And it does call for 2 overdyed threads of Weeks Dye Works in Pecan and Chestnut, so it's my first time using them. And I have to say, so far I've really enjoyed it, but I'm not noticing any variegation. I think the 2 shades that I am using don't really have much variegation, but it is still a really good opportunity to try using some other types of thread. So that is my first whip. My second whip is actually a stitch along. Sorry, just had to pick it up. And caterpillar cross stitch. I am attempting to do the Oh Dear stitch along. I have already fallen behind, which I knew I was kind of going to do. I was really looking forward to stitching this, but I just have so much on at the moment that it's going to be one of those that I'm going to do in my own time. I'm not going to keep up with a 2-week scale. I did really well the first week, but the second week I've already fallen behind, and week 3 is already out. Week 4 is due out, I think, next week. So I bought the kit because it's my first time doing a stitch along. I didn't want to worry about picking the right size fabric or the right type of fabric. So I bought the kit. So I ended up with the 14 count. I wish I had gone with a higher count because I definitely do not enjoy 14 count. I've got so much done on it, I'm not about to restart it. I'm not sure what to do though, because it's not going to match my other trees, because I really don't want to stitch them on 14 count. And I've found that I really don't like stitching on white. I can see some designs wanting to be on white, but I wish I'd thought of using a different fabric on this, but we live and learn. So I have got my gorgeous robin needle minder that came with the kit, and this is what I have done so far. So using all the called for colours, because I bought the kit, you can see I'm missing the poinsettia that goes here, and I have to still do part 3. But I love the little squirrel. Okay, I messed up his tail. I'm not sure anyone's going to notice that my squirrel does not match everyone else's, but it still works. It's just unique. And there's a couple of other things. I also messed up on the robin, this lighter colour here inside the wing. I overcounted the stitches and didn't want to take them out. But it still works, you can still tell what both animals are. And it just makes my piece unique. There's so many people stitching this. My piece is going to be slightly different to everyone else's. At least that's what I'm telling myself. So that was that one. And then, sorry, my last piece, I wanted to do something Christmassy. I was feeling very kind of homesick. I haven't been able to go home because of COVID. My family lives in France, so, and I work in the UK. I've been here, last time I saw them was last Christmas, so I've been here the whole time. And I'm not sure if I'm going to get home for Christmas, if I'm being honest, and that is quite difficult. So I decided I wanted a Christmas piece. So I am stitching the Christmas Stamps by Madame Chantilly, and I haven't got very far on this yet. I put a couple of hours into this last week, but that is about all I've done. So I've mapped out my first one. There's still a couple of pieces missing in it, but I'm stitching this on the Zweigart 18 count in Pearl Grey Aida. You can see my first one is nearly done. I haven't done the white kind of dots around the edge yet, kind of like the snow falling, or the white in the centre of the present. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this or not. It depends what it looks like at the end. And then I have 2 other boxes mapped out. This one I did mess up the size. I was so into watching When Calls the Heart, which I've been watching on Netflix. It's just made me feel so much more kind of autumnal, festive for some reason. I think it's just because it's Hallmark. But I messed up my box there and added an extra row. So I've decided this is just going to be day number 24. I don't think I'm going all the way to 25 because I'm planning to finish this in an advent calendar. And my advent calendar that I bought from Hobbycraft, which should be arriving later today, hopefully. Only has 24 spaces, sorry, not 25. So I think I'm just going to do the 24 as a bigger one. And I'm really excited because this will be my first kind of piece that is going to be like a tradition. It's something that I would keep every year, and it would be my first kind of traditional Christmas piece since moving out. Now, yes, I do live in a dorm room because of my job as a house mother, but it's still, this is basically where I live. I only move out for the summer months when the school is closed. So it's brilliant. I wanted my very first piece, and that is what I'm going to be using this for. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it done this year. I'm hoping to, but I have so many pieces that I'm stitching for Christmas presents that I'm not able to show you in case the people are going to be watching it. I just not sure if it's going to be done this year, but it's something that I will be done definitely for next year. And I just want to show you quickly my gorgeous needle minder. I absolutely love this one, if it will focus. And it is the Lapland Photo from Heartful. I think that's what it's called. I will list them down below. I absolutely love it, and it is so special to me because I actually went to Lapland. My nan surprised me, my younger sister and my cousin when she took us. God, we were a lot younger, so I'm glad that I found this one and really enjoy having that on my Christmas projects. So my last couple of things, I'm going to show you my haul. So I have been ordering a little bit. I've kind of gone that way of I have too many cross stitch charts already that I'm not going to be able to finish them, and yet I still seem to keep buying them. So I'm going to try and go through this as quickly as possible. This is a mixture of things that I got off of eBay and some that I bought from the Patchwork Rabbit or shops like that. So the first one I got off is the Country Cottage Needleworks, the Summer Garden, and I think this is absolutely gorgeous. I loved this one because of the bees, but I definitely think this one would be a fun one to change the colours. And I actually bought, sorry, I've got to reach over and get them. I saw this, which is the Rosewood Manor Sulky Cottons. And I bought this one off of Amazon as well as another one, and I just thought that would be the perfect colours to do this in. So I really wanted to try some other threads. I've only been using DMC so far, and the two hand dyed threads, but I really wanted to try some others. So I bought the Sulky Rosewood Manor, and I also got the Christmas sampler pack. These were £9 off Amazon, and I just thought for £9 for 6 of them, you can't really go wrong. I'll give it a go. If not, I can use these in my sewing and embroidery, but I thought those were perfect. So that is the first chart that I picked up. I absolutely love the Country Cottage Needlework, so I picked up this one. There is always something to be thankful for. And I'm kind of hoping that I'm going to incorporate cross-stitching in my December daily this year, but I'm not sure how I'm going to kind of do that. I need some ideas and some opinions, so if you have anything, let me know down in the description box below. I'm considering maybe doing a fabric journal for December daily if I get the time. The next one is my Little Houseworks Needleworks Little House Neighbourhood. I needed this as soon as I saw it. I just thought that was so gorgeous. I'm loving stitching the houses anyway, but I have no idea when I would stitch this. I just saw it and was like, that's what I want. So I picked up that one. I saw the Plum Street Sampler Autumn Hill, and this one made me think of my grandmother. So I used to call her Mama, and we lost her a couple of years ago. In October. She passed away October 31st, but she absolutely loved poppies, and I have another poppy chart on my way. on its way, sorry, and I just would love to eventually have a couple of different pieces stitched that I can have up, but when I saw these, they reminded me of her. She used to love sewing and needlework and all things like that, so I'm really glad that I found some, and hopefully we'll be stitching these next year for her. The next one, I saw this on eBay and I don't know why, it was really cheap as well, but for some reason I just could not let this one go. It's the Scarlet House Nice to Meet You, and I just absolutely love that design. I'm not so keen on the colours. I may try my hand at changing up the colours, but I really do like that. I have a couple of Christmassy ones. I got the hands on Naughty or Nice, and his glasses, it was really his glasses that got me. Wish list, I thought that was absolutely gorgeous, and I thought for a December daily this might be a fun piece to have, so really excited about that one. This one has been, I'm not sure if you would call it a rainbow chart because I've only been cross stitching since August, but I knew already I love the Jardin Privé stuff, so during the whole of lockdown since March I have been seeing, watching FlossTube and trying to work up the courage to start cross stitching, and when I saw someone stitch this one I knew I wanted it. It's the Be Happy and Smile, and I just think it's absolutely gorgeous, so I picked that one up and I'm hoping to start this one very soon as I finish one of my other pieces. And then the hands-on designs Holly Jolly Farm. I have no idea when I'm going to get this one done, but this was the Priscilla Lane collaboration with Hands-on Design, and I've been watching the Stitching with the Housewives channel and I absolutely loved it. I'm really liking the fact that with this one I saw the potential of just taking smaller elements. With the other designs I kind of find it really difficult to see anything but the design that's stitched, whereas when I saw this one I thought this could be really nice. I could just stitch this part down here with the truck, the reindeers, and have that as like a bottom of a page in my December daily, or you could have, I quite like the idea of the chicken and the wreath together, and there's just so many things. I love the little ones as well, so when I saw this, it was on sale, I thought I had to get it. And the last piece has been a piece that really kind of sums up 2020 for me, avoiding everything with COVID, but the Cross Stitch Nation by Heartstring Sampley. I can't say that, but this piece I thought was absolutely amazing. I obviously found cross stitch in 2020 and I knew I wanted something to commemorate that. I saw this pattern and it kind of reminded me of the solidarity that we've had where everyone's kind of pulled together in 2020. The one thing I am considering doing is I'm considering changing some of the skin tones, because at the moment they're all the same. I know it wouldn't really show, but then that would be another thing that kind of goes with 2020 this year, and I think it's important if I'm seeing this as a piece of solidarity to do that. But I just loved it, and I decided this is going to be my piece where I really try with hand-dyed threads and over-dyed threads and basically anything that's not DMC. So I am going to be doing it in the called for colours. Some of them are still on that way. I have got some of them already here ready to go. I just have to decide what piece of fabric I want to stitch this on, but I have a couple of pieces of fabric coming. So this is my last, oh, I have one more piece of haul. As I said earlier, I bought 3 more needle minders. I will have to show you my needle minder collection next month in the video, because I can't get to it very easily today, but these I bought from the Badge Shack UK, and I actually got these off of Facebook. I loved the little fox reading the grumpy cactus. Yeah, I just needed that. And the heart hug. I do apologise for that, my camera cut off. So as I was saying, I'll be nice and quick in case my camera decides to cut me off again. I really hope... Hi guys, so I just realised while editing this video that when my camera cut out while I was filming my haul, I also did not refilm the part about my shout outs, and I really wanted to say a big thank you to the people that I wanted to shout out today, because they have really encouraged me without knowing necessarily to do this cross stitch floss tube. So I firstly want to shout out Tina from Fancy Lady Cross Stitch, who I commented on one of her videos. I am terrible for commenting, so I do apologise. I do watch every video and give them a thumbs up, but I am terrible for actually commenting because I tend to watch things while doing other cross stitch and stuff like that, and I don't even realise, so I do apologise. But I wanted to say a big thank you to Tina from Fancy Lady Cross Stitch for basically encouraging me to go ahead and start filming. I left a comment on one of her videos kind of asking where she got the courage to do hers and kind of some advice, and she gave me some excellent advice just to start doing. So a huge thank you to Tina from Fancy Lady Cross Stitch. I also wanted to shout out Nicola from Bumble Stitches, and I do apologise if I said your name wrong, but I love watching her videos, and I have been kind of a silent watcher. I do once again press the thumbs up, but I haven't yet left a comment, and I know that's terrible of me, and I do apologise, and will make sure I start commenting more often. As I said, I just tend to get distracted, but I will make more of an effort. But I wanted to give her a shout out as well. And the last one is Nell from Little Yellow House Crafts. I have been watching her videos the whole time during lockdown and absolutely admire what she does. She really encouraged me through her videos to start cross stitching myself. So if you haven't seen those 3 channels, I will list them down below. Make sure you go and subscribe if you haven't already. And check to cut me off again. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that notification bell because, as I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to be posting monthly or every 2 weeks. It really depends on kind of the feedback I get, but also how much stitching I can really get down. But as we are going into a national lockdown, it means my days off are going to be inside stitching, which gives me a little bit more time than I normally get. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for all of your support, and I will see you very soon. Bye guys, happy stitching!